Hello, my name is Jimmy Tapp.
Have you gone there or
The
attended
young
it or
man
what?
we are now watching
someone
is
there?
neither psychic nor specially
Is it in this
gifted.
country?
Yet during the next half
Have I ever
hour,
met you
he will
before?
perform feats of mental perception
Who
that
is-
will astound you. Kresken has
Who is
trained
Hans?
himself to use those senses we all possess, but in a highly specialized way.
You're a little...
What you now see is being recorded live and unrehearsed before a studio
What
audience,
country he's in?
exactly as you see it.
Close your eyes and...
Kresken's special guest today is screen and television star Eddie Albert.
Well,
in 1 minute,
from the way I've
the
written down
amazing
first
world
five
of
letters, the
Kresken.
I-N-S, I can tell... Whoa! That's all right. I didn't forget it. You're all welcome to join me in my room after the show. I'll tell you what I'd like to do. I think the turning point in my life took place not too many years ago, about 20 years ago, when I devoted much of my life to the area of thought reading. And what we're going to try to do, I want you to put everything away. If you have a bracelet in your hand or a slip of paper, an envelope, or anything else, or a Social Security card, keep it hidden so it's not on camera, because I don't want to see anything in any way, shape, or form. But I'd like you to concentrate as clearly as you can on anything you have in mind. Since I haven't collected anything, there's just no way on earth of my knowing where you're located in the house. If I say something that rings a bell, stand, acknowledge it immediately. Now, this may not be totally on your conscious mind, but somebody right now, I jot down my impressions on this pad as they come to me. Someone is thinking in terms of June 22nd. Does that ring a bell to anyone here in the house? Would you kindly stand? Gentleman over there, lady there, gal, would you, what's your name, by the way, miss? Ronna, what does that date mean to you, please?
Well, it's my birthday.
It is your birthday. You were thinking of it, weren't you? Yeah. Thank you for standing, Ron. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you. I receive the impression someone is thinking, I just got to treat this in passing because I think it's very personal, and I'm not sure that this person thought of my perceiving it. I believe it's a gal, and she's thinking in terms of Carl, C-A-R-L, and it's regarding the summer. Would you just stand very, very quickly to acknowledge it, please? Where's the guy? All the way up there. Last summer or this summer, miss? This summer. If we hear any loud noises on the mic, I suppose paper or pad, paper thrown away causes that. Coming up this summer or next summer? You're not engaged, are you?
No.
Are you thinking of being engaged?
Yes.
Thank you very, very much. I'm stopping there. I believe this is a gal thinking of an experience or an incident. She's thinking of her friend. I don't know why, because it doesn't seem to be her name, and I get the name Neil. Neil, does this ring a bell in someone's mind? Would you stand quickly if it does? Anybody here in the audience? Or a fellow? Fellow, this is not your name, is it, sir?
No.
What is your name, sir?
Charlie.
Charlie. That's remarkable. Charlie, is Neil a friend of yours?
That's right.
You're asking me, just say yes or no, you're asking me of an incident, or is it an experience or something you did together or sometime? Am I close?
That's right.
And I've never met you before, have I?
No.
Charlie, you're going to have to picture it, not in a lot of words, but just, you played tennis with Neil. Is that correct?
Exactly right.
Are you the gentleman?
Yes.
Did you stand, Neil?
Yeah.
You're the fellow?
Yeah.
Neil, do you remember when, just say yes or no, do you remember when you last played tennis? Say yes or no. You just
yes.
don't tell me when. You do remember specifically. Last Saturday? Thank you very much.
That's right.
Thank you. Tell you one thing, this is a lovable audience. I want to, do I get a Chris, with this person kindly stand? Maybe it begins with D or something like that. David, or is it David or am I close, miss? Is it Davies? Boy, she wouldn't even tell me. She just said no without telling me exactly what she had in mind. Is your first name Chris?
No.
That's not your name then, is it? No. Who is this person to you, please?
Good friend.
A boyfriend?
Yes.
Then let me ask you this. If Chris is a boyfriend, who is Fred? Who is Fred, please? Who is that?
No.
Yeah, I will not ask you further. I apologize. But it is another friend, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not. I'm going to say something to you, and I mean this very, very casually, and I don't wish to get into any depth that has nothing to do with your expression, because obviously you're amazed. I do offer $20,000 to the day I die. I mean this quite seriously. To anyone who can prove I employ Confederates or secret assistants in any phase of my program. But as I'm talking to you, and I got Chris very clearly, and Fred, am I correct? And just tell me yes or no. I don't know the reason why. You don't live here, do you?
No, I don't.
Where do you live, miss? What part of the country? Where do you live?
Montreal.
You're homesick, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're very much homesick, and you plan to go home, and specifically you plan to go home next weekend, am I correct?
Yes.
Thank you very much, miss. Thank you, folks, so much.
Pretty amazing stuff so far, Chris.
It's a good audience, I think. I said to the audience during the break that some of the thoughts that I wish I could have shared with them were really wild. So,
I think some of you shared were wild.
Well, in order not to rate the program X, we kind of stopped at the right moment.
I have a very happy duty to perform. Ladies and gentlemen, would you help us welcome a famous television star and motion picture actor, Mr. Eddie Albert.
The funny thing is it's got a strange familiarity to it, but we, of course, met a few weeks ago just before a program that I did, and you were going to appear on stage. I guess it was in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, you scared me.
Did I?
Oh, yeah,
This
yeah.
is why I have trouble dating. Gals, that is.
Yeah.
It's a real trick. Wait a minute, that didn't come out right, did it? No.
We'll do it over again, huh?
No, we're not going to do it over
All right.
again. Eddie, thank you for... We're going to talk much more later on because this is a most fascinating man. There's some things he's done through his career that I think most actors and entertainers have never become involved in, and I'm going to mention one of them later on, which is
Watch
a rare
it.
skill.
Watch it, yeah.
To keep the
Don't
ecology.
tell
on.
anything, yeah.
All right. I'm going to show both of you, though, and I'm using Eddie really as a subject for this test, an experiment involving playing cards that I think is unusual because the chances of success are very, very minimal. First of all, I think we can stress from now on, Jim and Eddie, we prearrange nothing. You have no idea of the test that I'm going to do with any of you as far as thought reading is concerned. Am I correct?
No, Father.
It's
Yeah.
really? You just gave
No,
me
as
a
a matter
card.
of fact, it's true. I haven't any idea what you're going to do right now.
Well,
really.
what I have here, first of all, I'm not even going to take out the deck of cards because there is a card reversed here. I did this about 10 minutes before the program started. It's a card face down on this deck. And would you take the deck and put it in your pocket, Jim, and if you can just remain here for the time being. Now, I have a second deck. I don't know if the jokers are out of... Well, it would destroy things if the jokers were kept in. We'll shuffle the cards. It's not a brand new deck, but it's a complete deck. Indeed, Eddie, would you mix the cards up? I'm going to ask you to shuffle them fairly thoroughly, and once you've done it, I'll explain this as I turn my back to you. Spread the cards, Eddie, on this table, face down, so that they're kind of near each other and there aren't too many spaces between them. So just place the deck face down on the table. In fact, it doesn't matter, just as long as they form kind of a carpet. Try not to have any spaces between them, so you might have to bring a few closer together so there aren't the openings of the felt. Now, while you've done this, and when you've done this, we don't want too much space because I'm afraid that we might hit that area by mistake. I have here a sheet of newspaper, and I'd like you, Eddie, in a moment to open it, cover the spread of playing cards, if you will, please. Just take it, yeah, we don't want to keep anything apart.
Spread this over that?
Cover it over, and if any cards stick out, the sides, just push them back
tuck 'em
under
under,
so
yeah.
that there's no visibility. This almost has the intrigue of a detective story. Eddie, have you ever played in a... Well, you've made so many movies. Have you ever played in a movie that dealt with mystery or a whodunit, what have you? Some kind of... Maybe somewhere in the past. Not sure. My love
I
is...
forget those. Does anyone remember?
No, we won't go into that right now. My favorite role in movies watching is the Sherlock Holmes role, and I kind of miss the presence of one Basil Rathbone. But the knife, of course, has been used as the instrument of crime solving and weaponry through many movies. I want you to take the knife, Eddie, and holding it in your hand, you have 52 cards that are hidden. Even if the newspaper weren't over them, we couldn't see what was there. Move the knife in every direction. You might want to do it in a snake-like fashion or in the figure 8, and that way you cover the area. Now, you're going to bring the knife down. My back will be to you, so bring it down into the table. You take the knife. I won't explain that till later. You take the knife, Eddie, and seriously, while my back is to you, you bring it down, constantly aware of this surface. Take it in your, take it in your left hand if you want. It doesn't matter. Now, Eddie, start moving your hand. I want to know the pace at which you're moving your hand. Listen to my voice, because I have in mind a single playing card which is face down in Jim's deck. That's in his pocket. Now, Eddie, anytime you wish to stop, you lift your hand and then bring the knife down rapidly into the table, if you will, forcefully, so that I'm hoping you do stab a card. Just bring it down through the newspaper, please. Now, keep it in place. In fact, we'll leave the knife as it is. He has, obviously, he's penetrated a card, and the intriguing fact is, if we can turn over some of the cards nearby, we will agree, I think you will verify the fact, Eddie, that these cards are all different. The ones adjacent to them are a variety of cards. In fact, we can turn these over right on camera. They are. I'm going to ask you to remove the deck from your pocket, if you will, Jim. Take that deck out, on camera, if you will. Before Eddie pulls that knife out, and I'd like everyone, certainly I'd like everyone to be aware of this factor. I pointed out, I promised, that there was a card that had been turned earlier, face down in the deck. I'm the only one up till now who was aware of it. Would you, Jim, remove that card, please, and turn it over on camera so that we can all see it? Just show it, please, if you will. Show it so that we may all see it.
Okay.
It is a 2, the 2 of clubs. My feeling is that I've done an experiment in complementation. There's only one card close to that in value. It would be another, it would be a spade. I tell you, would you remove that, pick that knife up off the table? We may have totally, we have it! Exactly the same card. Eddie, and Jim, I guess at times I've been considered a kind of debunker, because here's a program dealing with the unusual phases of the mind, and yet I feel that everything I do is natural, it's scientific. We may not understand the nature of it, and it certainly is not psychic. I'm not psychic. About 6 years ago, I came to the conclusion, and Eddie and I have discussed this, that hypnosis, as you and I know it, really may not exist. There is suggestion, but you can do the same things without hypnotizing people. You can do anything that was ever done with a person hypnotized without hypnotizing them. Indeed, Eddie and Jim, my dentist gave up hypnosis because of me and now applies a procaine to the gums of the cheek. In 20 seconds, a certain percentage of his patients lose all pain. He doesn't hypnotize them anymore. The procaine is distilled water, but he tells them it's an analgesic, and they believe it. Now, Eddie said something. He said, Kresken, maybe the reason you can do the same thing without hypnosis is what you're doing is dehypnotizing people. They didn't realize, as you said, what they could do. Many people don't, I think you would feel.
Maybe they're hypnotized with the distilled water.
I never thought of it that way. But we're going to try something, and we're going to do something that was always associated with hypnosis. But for the sake of people watching in, there is no trance. I'm not going to hypnotize anyone, but I don't want anyone watching to try this, because I had to explain, and I must admit this to Eddie, how to set his muscles and the pattern to utilize and thinking and coordination to do this. Now, Eddie, I'm going to ask you, if you will, just to stand sideways with our camera, kind of facing Jim, if you will. Drop your arms to your side and place your feet close together, if you will. Now, Eddie, in the way that I explain, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and just make yourself stiff, slightly arching your back. I'm not going to explain why, but this is kind of called a form of catalepsy. Let me just say this very quickly, and Eddie will verify it. You're totally conscious and awake. Am I correct, Eddie? There's no problem in any... Seriously, though. No chance. Close your eyes. Now, Eddie, with your eyes closed, I just want you to imagine somebody you know, if you will. Just picture them. And I want you not to say anything from this moment forth, but to make yourself rigid, kind of arch slightly yourself, if you will. Now, there were some people, I'd like you to say nothing from now on. There were some people from the audience, two fellows who I asked to aid us in this test. Jim, will you step behind Eddie here? And will those two gentlemen come up here, please, on stage? One of you is going to, in a moment, as Eddie sways back, you're going to pick him up by the legs. The other fellow, if you'll step right in front of our camera here, step here, you will help support him. We're going to recline Eddie between two chairs. Step behind him, by his shoulders, if you will. And I will have you sway back. Say nothing, Eddie. Just keep yourself rigid. If you'll grab his legs, please, and lift it up. Remain rigid at all times, please. And step back. We have the two chairs here. Watch as I keep your eyes closed, Eddie, at all time, if you will. If you will imagine something, picture it in your mind, fix that chair at his feet, please, if you will. Remain rigid in every way, shape, or form. I want you to keep your eyes closed at all times, if you will. If at all times, may I have that, please, if you will? You can step right away. Just hold on to the chair, if you will. Now, Eddie, I want you to continue, if you will, quite seriously, to imagine something in your mind's eye. This is not a trick. This is not an illusion. If one of you will hold a chair, young man, would you come over here and just let me support myself? Continue to remain rigid in every way, shape, or form. He is not in a trance. This is not hypnosis. He's totally awake. If I can just take the hand, please. He's totally awake in every way or form, and there's no discomfort in any way, shape, or form. There's no trance, and he is not hypnotized. What most people do not realize is that this can be done without placing anyone in a trance. Now, remain as you are. Do not in any way relax, Eddie, even though the gentleman will now bring you to a standing position. Jim, if you will take his shoulders, and fellows, do not lift until you're sure there's a solid support. The important thing is that he remain rigid, because this, and stand him at his feet, please. This is not merely the mind. This is a muscular coordination. He knew how to keep yourself rigid, Eddie. If you'll now slowly relax your muscles, please, and open your eyes if you want to, please. And Eddie, really good to have you with us. Isn't that fascinating? Eddie and Jim, I don't know where the time has gone, but I have in conclusion what I think, and I have a feeling you feel the same way, because you have a vague idea of what I'm going to do, but I refuse to discuss it any longer. One of the most dramatic tests of my career involves time. And of course, time, unfortunately, governs our lives today much more rigidly than it did years ago. I have here an old-fashioned railroad watch, and I guess the reason, I don't know exactly why they call it that, except that all the conductors carried it. You press on the lid, and of course it does open up. The difficulty of this is that the second hand does not run because the watch is broken. In fact, during a nightclub appearance a few years ago, I kept telling the person, close the watch and turn the dials, and he opened it up and it was the same time. Well, he was rotating them in this direction. The dials don't even turn that way. You've got to turn them forward, and as I think it's quite obvious, you can see. Now, what I'm doing is this. I'm going to do this first of all with Eddie, and then we might try it again. You're going to close the lid and then rotate the dials, and you can pretty much tell when you want to stop. You'll just stop, Eddie. You'll mask your hand, and you will gaze at the time. In this case, it's about, I guess 11:34, so something along that line. So, Eddie, is it 10 or 11? I'm not even reading things
10,
right.
yeah,
For a mentalist, I have my problems, folks. Take that in your hand. Now, Eddie, my back is to you with the lid closed.
The big hand is on the 11.
And
the
the
little hand is
11, Eddie.
I want to tell you, just rotate the dials and turn them forward. Keep the lid closed. Turn the dial many, many times, if you will. Now, Eddie, so that I can tune in on your pattern of response, when you finish rotating the dials, just tell me. Say that you have completed.
I've just finished.
All right, now, Eddie, masking your hand so that our audience, and neither ourselves here or our camera cannot see this, I want you to press the stem of the watch and look at the time. And you tell me the moment that you alone can see the time, please, Eddie. Now,
I have it, yes.
All right, memorize that time, picture the minute hand as well as the hour, and close the lid if you haven't already. Just snap it shut. Listen to me. Without the watch open, you can only use your imagination to reconstruct that time. Let me ask you this, Eddie. That minute hand, as I picture the face of a watch in my mind, would I be correct in simply saying the minute hand is going past the hour rather than approaching it, yes or no?
Yes.
I have to pinpoint in my mind the hour, first of all. I would say, Eddie, you have in mind approximately 10 minutes, maybe 10 and a half minutes, past the hour of 2 o'clock. What time do you have in mind, Eddie?
10 minutes past 2 o'clock.
Would you show that to our camera? Wow, we hit it. Is that exactly it, Eddie? I want to try something. Eddie, would you retake, you have a watch with you. Would you take it off, please? Jim, I'm going to ask you to do something. Just pull out the stem, and just so that I don't disturb anything, just turn the dial forward, Eddie, and this way.
Either way,
it'll
it'll work, yes.
Jim, I want you to decide on some incident in your life in which there's a time involved, some kind of time or situation that you can pinpoint. I want you to close your eyes now. And I'm going to ask you, close your eyes, please. I'm going to ask you, Jim, to think about the time. If there's something you can specify that will pinpoint it, do that, but crystallize it in your mind, Jim, not by picturing a scene such as, I hate to say this, but a childbirth or an accident or something like that, but picture details such as a word or a time or a place and so forth. Now just answer me yes or no as I rest my hand on your elbow. Jim, do you have something that you're picturing in your mind, please? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now open your eyes. Can you pinpoint a time to this, a specific hour or not, Jim? Yes or no?
Yes, I can.
Take the watch in your hand. Would you set that time? Hold it away from me and concentrate as you're setting it. Jim, as you're thinking of this, and while you're setting it, of course you're thinking of the incident. Is there more than one person involved in this?
Yes.
2 people?
Yes.
Jim, I can't... It doesn't have to do with tonight's program, does it? Or today's program?
No.
Does it have to do with the entertainment field in some way, yes or no? I don't know why I'm saying this, but would it have to do with in some way, the field we're in?
No.
Television would not mean anything.
It plays a very small part.
There's a small part. Is there a date you have in mind, yes or no?
Yes.
Jim, I cannot, at this moment, the time I cannot get that clearly. It would not be, I'm going to give this to Eddie and have him hold it down away from the camera. I cannot get the time. Would it be in the evening?
Yes.
I'm thinking in terms of 8 or 9 o'clock, but I can't pinpoint. What is the time?
It was
Seriously.
10:30.
10:30, and you set this at that time?
Yes, I did.
Let me ask you this. What does the 10:30 mean to you and the time, please? Would you explain to all of us?
Exactly what it means?
Yes. There are 2 people in each... You agree there were 2 people. Would they have been twins?
Oh, my God.
They would have been twins.
Yes.
Would you explain this then, please?
Well, at 10:30, about 10 years ago, twins were born in my family.
Would anyone else know this
I became
here?
the father of twins.
Would anyone perhaps...
I don't think a single soul in here would know it besides myself.
What is the date, please?
1961.
What month and what day?
May the 17th.
Would you look at the pad, Eddie, and please, and check it? Turn it to our camera, please. I'm going to...
Could I just say that what happened was that I was doing a television series at the time, and the cameramen came in and took pictures of the twins as they were, just shortly after they were born, before I'd seen them.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, do we have time? I can even say this on camera because the program is being done live in the sense that nothing has been over. Do we have some time for the climate? We do not have time for the final test. Well, thank you so much. It's been an exciting experience, and there's really nothing more to say. That we've done it all, and be the good Lord willing, I'll see all of you. Eddie, you've been such a great guest.
I've enjoyed it.
That's the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my whole life. The preceding program has been presented for your own provocative entertainment and not to foster belief in supernatural phenomena of any kind.
Thank you.